Hello.
We are in the building.
Yeah!
We are here. Woo! Feel that?
Is that how you start the show now? Just the same
I like the Joe
same
sounds.
Joe fucking Rogan sound bites?
You know, I'll mix it up eventually, but right now,
Eventually.
I'm feeling the Joe sounds, you know. What can I say?
You are? You certainly do. I feel like you started the show with those sound bites every single time.
Sometimes you need a little bit of a routine, you know, familiarity.
I do think in a way, I was thinking about this when I re-listened to last week's show at work. I think there's definitely something smart about having it like as a reminder almost to everyone. It's like a familiar sound every single time the show starts playing. I understand the smartness of it, but you know, maybe it's a little too much.
Okay.
Maybe a little cool, but it's fine.
What can I say, folks?
I still like it. I still think it's good.
Well, thank you. Well, we're here. We're here today, and we've just actually gotten back from the cinema together.
Yeah.
We went to the movies.
Jokes, folks. Just jokes.
We saw Joker Folie et
Folie Deux.
Folie et
Folie Deux. Yes, we did. We saw the controversial How Dare You Like It movie of 2024.
What?
The Joker.
Got him.
Did we like it? You'll have to fucking stick around and find out, all right?
Yeah, exactly. What did we think? We're not telling you till the end.
The joke's on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, that's a good way to get them to stay. Give the audience what they want, you know?
Is there a little open up me?
God, they used to be back in the
God.
back in series 2 of the show, which
I'll
you guys won't ever see, hopefully.
use a second beer, as we can see, to open the first.
Sorry, that my Captain America one that my mum brought me back from Bali must be around here somewhere.
That's okay.
Unless you took it out in spring cleaning,
Maybe I did.
which I certainly hope you didn't, because it's not yours to give away.
But
Quite frankly, quite Murray Franklin.
oh god,
to quote the Joker too.
folks, we have a great show today. We don't have too many topics per se, but you know,
We had a
still
very
gonna be
serious.
fun.
We had a very serious topic, which I actually generally like. No sound bites during that topic,
I want to give it serious thoughts as well. So
but it's actually serious.
yeah,
and,
we do have a topic
That's not
that
a joke.
is not a joke. It's about our state. It's about where we live, and we're gonna be, you know, upfront. We're gonna get to it on that joke on that segment.
What did
We're
you
gonna-
Did you say tour?
I said we're gonna get
You said
to
tour.
it.
Can you not? Just no jokes for the one.
I'm not going to
segment?
make a joke for
My
that segment.
goodness.
We're going to be serious, and we're going to give
Please,
you the breakdown.
Yes, thank you. Everything else can be fun and laughter, and
Exactly.
I think there's a serious reason why I want to talk about this. But anyway,
Fine.
You know what I'm talking about?
Or should I say Fein?
yes, yes.
Oh, God.
Fein. Stop. Fein.
So we have a
Yes.
meme here that you wanted to bring into the show. And I think it's very, very interesting. I've seen it pop up myself on my feed a few times. And I think you're intrigued by this meme.
Yeah, well, very so often a meme will come across my Twitter that I just really think is just so whack and funny, and it's always the ones that don't make much sense. And look at this, look at this beautiful frame.
Yeah, that is
It's framed so gorgeously.
quite artistic. I won't. I
The
can't even lie
cinematography
about
is on
that.
par of Joker 2, if you ask me.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic.
Okay. Fein.
So I think this was done
Well, let's
at
see. Can I?
these kids who are in maths class, which
Bro.
I don't recall having this much fun at school with my... Actually, that's a lie. In year 11 maths class, we had a teacher who was just like a bit of a clown.
Bit of a knucklehead.
And he kind of just like, it was like he would let us get away with murder with a lot of the stuff that we did. But there seems to be, I guess they kind of went to do like a TikTok or something, and somehow the teacher, if this is real, which I assume it is, agreed to be a part of it. So, yeah, I think it's funny. Maybe I don't have a lot of good taste. I don't know. What do you think, Dan?
I think that you picked it well. I think it's a funny little goof of a video, and I think our audience may enjoy it. I think there's some good sound bites here too.
I can tell from your browser history that you're on the spectrum.
It's one
Who
of those
said that?
videos. Yeah, who the heck was that?
Who would say that about me?
This is one of those videos that is very odd and bizarre, but it kind of is a good representation of how wacky and weird the internet is, you know?
I agree.
Okay, well, let's jump into it.
I hope they play Fein. Bro, we are in math class.
Fein.
It's so quick and so I assume. Yeah, so it says the teacher.
This must be been shot by high schoolers in a school.
I know. Do you know what I love is that like he's just in on the meme and he just loves it. It's sweet. It's nice he has a good relationship with his kids. You know,
That's nice for a teacher to be, you know, in on it and goofing around.
I hope they play Fein. Bro, we are in math class.
Fein.
he really goes for it.
And you know what? The kids, you know, they're getting in on it. They're lighting him up. They're giving him that fancy stage lighting.
I'm wondering though. I try to do some research on this, which maybe takes away a little bit from the fun.
I hope they play Fein. Bro, we are in math class.
Fein.
So apparently, what he's doing there is called like the lawnmower starter.
Ah.
Do you know, like, I don't know what lawnmowers are like now, but
Classic
my dad
dance
used to have
move, of
one where
course.
like you'd have to like pull it to really get it going. And that's what apparently he's
Probably
doing.
just like a button now.
That's the
Fein.
I hope they play Fein. Bro, we are in math class.
this
Fein.
the
Fein.
sign there.
Fein.
Yeah, he's doing the lawnmower.
What is Fein? I tried to look up what
Fein.
it is, and I saw another like
Is it
couple
one
of
of-
people doing this kind of like. I hope they. Oh no, they didn't say I hope they play Finn. It was like, is this Fein or something? But I don't know what it is.
Is it one of those like internet memes that doesn't really mean something? Like it kind of does, but it
Right,
also
because I
doesn't?
asked you before we went to go see Joker at the pub. What is Skibbity Toilet?
Right. And that's similar. It's like
'Cause
a
I had
meme.
no idea.
Skibbity Toilet though does have.
What about Skibbity Biden? Are you a fan?
Well,
Fell
Skibbity
off
Biden
sideways,
is.
you landed on the darn cement.
Well, that's the thing. Skibbity Biden is one entry in the Skibbity Toilet lore. You know, the big book of Skibbity Toilet.
The Book of Skibbity.
Yeah, exactly. So, Fein, it's one of those internet memes that, you know, some internet memes you never will fully understand, and that's okay.
That's what I think makes it so great.
I hope they play Fein. Bro, we are in math class.
Fein.
It's, you know what, you see so much shit on Twitter and awful stuff, and this really just makes me feel good.
Yeah, no, I agree. These kinds of
It's
videos
sweet.
are sweet and safe and nice.
Yeah, unless
Not
Fein
crazy.
means like, I don't know, something terrible. I hope not.
I hope it is innocent and sweet.
If that is true, I've been saying it like 100 times on the show today, so
Yeah, it's like a horrible curse word or something.
that might happen one
So
day.
it's a slur or something.
Yeah, like, that might happen one day. The other one's already like shared it and copied it.
Oh no, we all got tricked into saying a slur.
Yeah, exactly.
Help me. Yeah, they'll come for us. Yikes. Fiend.
I hope
They'll
they-
fiend us.
I hope they play Fein. Bro, we are in math class. So that was our opening skit, by the way. If you were confused, Dan.
Okay. I'm less confused now.
Thank you.
I'm still somewhat confused, but I think that's the point. So,
I hope Dan plays Fein.
bro, we are in the For Love podcast.
It's kind of. I said it this week. I was like, that could be a funny bit.
Yeah, you know, we like to joke, folks.
I guess we'll let the audience choose if it was good or not.
I thought this podcast was a tragedy, but turns out it's a comedy. Thank you.
Well, I'm proud of you.
I'm a clown.
Just a little bit of an opening laugh, you.
Yeah, a bit of goof,
Bit of
fun. That's what we like to do here, folks.
Fein.
Fiend.
Are we here for a laugh, or was the laughs what we made along the way?
Come off it, mate. We're here for a laugh.
Aiden said it best.
Will Smith mixed with an Aiden Green soundbite.
Come off it, mate. We're here for a laugh.
Thank you.
That is a funny soundbite.
Yeah.
From the 50% Doctor Who podcast, by the way.
Doctor Who.
which if you want to find, I guess I plug this show every time now.
I know what you're thinking.
Is that the 50% Doctor Who podcast? I know what you're thinking.
For the next 2 hours, your ass is mine!
Thank you.
I don't know if we do 2-hour shows, but
I don't think, we're not going to get to 2 hours today, but that's okay.
For the next 2 hours!
Amazing. That's what we do here, folks. It's what we do.
It's mine!
yeah, it is. It's a bit of a dark show today, so that was
Hey, we love a bit of fun, folks, on the For a Laugh podcast.
That's why we're here, man. We're here for a laugh. Depends who you ask.
Well, we do have some more laughs. We got some more fun before our top story.
Right, before it gets too serious.
Yeah, exactly. We got some goofs right at the top for you guys. This next one, you can set this up if you'd like.
What is it? I can't see the run sheet.
You can set it up. This next one is
the Trump clip. Right, so
yeah.
it's now spooky season.
It is.
So I bought some candies last week. But,
In Springfield.
Yeah, I bought some candies last week, and but this week I guess I wanted to see. This week you're seeing a video of Mr. Donald J. Trump when he was president.
He was president, yeah.
I think I see this clip every year, but it's like
The hell do you have to lose, right?
It's just funny to see it every year when this
It is a great,
this little minion comes up to
Jimmy, I love you so much.
I guess like is it like a selective amount of kids get to go to get candy from the president?
Yes, it's a White House event where kids come so that they can that's right there.
Meet the president and the first lady. Sorry, as well, I should say, Mrs. Melania.
The FLOTUS herself.
Yeah, the Mrs. Trump.
Yeah, Mrs. Trump. Yeah. So this was a White House event that they did at the White House for Halloween, and kids come dressed up, and Trump gives out candy. It's like a whole thing. They did a similar thing at Christmas, and maybe
What, Trump gives out presents or something?
I think so, and he just talks to the kids. There's a clip. Maybe
Are you excited for Santa Claus?
Well, we should play
to come
it.
To town?
We should play this clip closer to Christmas. But there is a clip of Trump saying to a kid who's 8 or 7. He's like, "Do you believe in Santa anymore? I mean, at your age, it's marginal, right?
What is going on, Trump?
But this is a Halloween clip, and I think
It's spooky season, Dan.
Look, you know what? To a
bringing in
degree,
the spooky clips.
some people might find these kinds of events silly, but I think it's fine. I think the president should be
No, it's sweet.
involved with the public and getting amongst it and all that.
It's just funny what he does.
Well, yeah, he handles
can't act
it
like a normal human being. I assume
he handles it in such a Trump way, and there's no other way than just to play it.
Jimmy, I love you so much.
He puts
So I guess and it slides off
it just
instantly.
falls off.
And Melania goes to put more on. And
Oh, poor kid.
so is Trump's just defeated in the background from that?
He's
So what happened? Are the kids' arms like stuffed into the costume that he can't go and almost he's like this?
Look.
So he can't go out and grab stuff.
props to this kid, but he is in obviously quite a committed Minions costume.
Right.
And clearly there's not a lot he can do to
They just stick it on
Get
top
out.
of his head.
Is it? Yeah, here we go. Hit. So it looks like, does he, I don't know if his arms are even in the arm slots.
Right, but they might still be
But-
they can't.
It looks like he has a, right,
I don't know why he
Here.
does what he does.
there's a candy, pumpkin
The pumpkin
thing.
head. And
Just
Trump,
put it in there, Trump.
maybe he's trying to be funny.
I
And
guess.
just try to get the audience to. I mean, God, how long ago did
Just
this
to
happen?
put it on his head. It's so
How
funny.
long ago did this happen? We're still talking about it.
Plop, plop. And Trump does a little pat too.
And then it
Amazing.
falls.
And Melania just does it, I think, because.
Yeah. And then Melania goes to do another
Oh,
one.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, she goes and then skips it.
But he just walked off. He admitted, the Minion admitted defeat.
And then Trump kind of gives up. He doesn't even
He does.
pay
He's-
attention to the next
I know,
girl.
he's like, that was just so embarrassing, folks.
That boy was in a Minion costume. What's one of the minions doing out of the factory?
I like the Minion movies. They're some of my favorite. There's some people say they're the best.
Say what you will about Steve Carell, folks, but he's got it. He's just got it.
Is Minions emulation? Illumination?
Illumination.
Illumination. Yeah,
Thank
is that
you.
it?
Yeah.
He's a
Hey,
comer.
so what about Illumination? They make hits.
They do make hits.
Once I could get the name right.
They are responsible for a lot of Halloween costumes, that's for sure.
Bro, Minions is a fucking cash cow.
Oh.
They're still making movies now. They still get...
It's still
people to
a
come see
hot,
it.
popular franchise. I mean,
It's hard to go.
that Minions...
Hottoeo. Minions are hot to go.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You know, when I was in Adelaide with all the YouTube boys for the that's for the 50% Doctor Who podcast. If you're not sure, I do have a Doctor Who podcast.
Doctor Who.
In Coochie Gatwa.
And I went with Crispy Pro.
Uh-huh.
And the whole trip I was singing, I'm with Crispy Pro, EO.
I'm sure he loved that.
Your thoughts, Dan?
Funny, I guess. You know, what do you want me to...
What are my jokes here? Is it not funny enough? You know what? He didn't really laugh either.
Well, it's, you know, sometimes you say little jokes and it's nice for you to say them.
I'm with
don't
Crispy
always-
Pro, EO. It got stuck in my head. I don't know what else, you know. I guess it didn't land.
Hey, you
very
got to
well,
be you, man.
But yeah, exactly. You know,
I ain't gonna shit on you for being who you are.
I thought it was kind of funny. But, you know, other people didn't, and that's fine.
Power to you.
Power to
her.
tour.
Pal.
Hock to it, Dan.
Yeah, let's always hock to it as we can.
Well, howdy, X. It's me, Hayley Welch. Your favourite. Is she Western? Like,
Hailey. She must be like
Hailey.
maybe Midwestern or.
I want to name. I don't have a kid. I should clarify. I hope.
But you're gonna name it Haley
Well.
Welch.
No, Hayley.
Okay.
Always wanted to call my. If I had a daughter, Hayley and Indy. So now people are gonna say I'm calling it after calling my beautiful daughter after Hayley Welch, the woman who spawned that thing.
I've got a couple of names for kids.
Yeah.
Hawk and Tua.
Wow.
Yep. Don't tell my wife.
And it was a couple. You got it right. It was exactly a couple. Now, well done. I'm proud of you for that.
Folie a dear.
Fully a dear. I got a name, Arthur Fleck.
So, I want to stay fun for a little bit
Right.
because then we got our main topic coming up
Boy,
soon.
it's looming over us.
It is looming,
like
yeah.
No tomorrow.
But before we get there, we're going to have a bit more fun. This is an interview. And it's funny, I wasn't going to put this in the show, but I saw you put that Trump clip and I saw we didn't have a huge amount of like topics this week. And I thought, you know what?
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know why I remember this interview, but for some reason, this interview like remains in my head. I heard it years ago. It was 2015. So I must have heard it when I was like 15, 16. I heard it on the radio and I remember thinking like, what a bizarre interview to conduct.
I love random Trump clips.
It's not a Trump clip. It's a
Oh.
New Zealand politician
Oh.
being interviewed by a radio show.
Okay. All right.
And they ask him...
Is that fucking Hugh Grant next to him? It looks exactly like him. Hugh Grant?
So I'm pretty sure it's the guy on the right is the politician.
Right.
And the guy on the left and the others are the radio hosts. And they're doing this, I think it's called Thank You for Your Honesty or something like that. And it's this shtick, this sort of bit they do on their radio show where they ask anyone, celebrities and all that, rapid fire a bunch of questions.
Right.
And here they ask this politician some questions very quickly, but some of the questions are very personal, in my opinion. Quite
Okay.
quite an interesting question to ask a politician. And
Right.
I think his answers are kind of interesting, but I thought we could take a look and see what we think. The clip is 2 minutes, but let's just see.
And you thought about this because I added the Trump clip?
Yeah, it's just a random funny. I just
What
remember.
made you think about this? What struck this
I don't want to
core
give
memory?
away
Okay,
the question that made this clip stick with me, but
No
I
worries.
remember hearing this as a 15 or 16-year-old on the radio and being like, why did that politician just get asked that question?
All right. I'm ready.
Let's see what he has to say.
Prime Minister, everybody who comes on the show, we ask them 10 thank you for your honesty questions.
Okay.
They are yes or no questions. You got to answer honestly, obviously. You can't pass.
Okay.
Are you ready to play thank you for your honesty?
Do I get a choice? No. Okay.
You're right.
Fine.
Deep breath.
So 10 questions, right? And you think, okay, how bad can these 10 questions be?
Are you going to answer them?
This guy, we can answer if you want. We can
let's
answer
answer
along.
them. All right.
This politician, I believe, I want to say he was running for prime minister.
All right.
I don't think he got it. And it may or may not have been his answers to this question that cost him the election. I don't know. Let's see.
You'll be fine.
Okay.
Power through it.
Far away.
Prime Minister John Key, have you been drunk, tipsy or twanged in the past month?
Yes.
No.
Have you ever killed
Yeah, my answer is yes.
an animal bigger than an insect?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Bigger than an insect? I probably have, yeah.
Nice, Dan.
Sorry. I actually, there was a pretty traumatic, when I was a kid, me and my homie were riding back from the playground and there was a bird that was like mostly dead.
Oh, what?
And we felt really bad.
put it out
so
of
we
its
put it out
misery.
of its misery, yeah. So, I don't know. Call me a murderer.
I guess
if
you could
want.
count like maybe like a fish, but I don't know if I
Yeah.
took part in it.
So far, pretty
That's not too
pretty
bad.
standard.
Have you pashed a man?
No.
Have you what?
Pashed a man.
I haven't passed a man, no.
That's a very like Aussie New Zealand question. Have you pashed with a man, sir? No, I haven't. Have I pashed a man? I think maybe.
Nice.
Let's see.
Was the Virgin Mary really a virgin?
No.
Okay, now that's a goof. Real answer is no.
No.
Okay,
Okay.
respect.
all right.
Respect.
Okay. We got it.
Now let's see how the heat turns up.
Prime Minister John Key, this is an important one. Do you trim your downstairs?
No.
What? What do you mean, no?
So in all honesty,
no.
that singular question and answer stuck with me since I was like 16 years
So
old.
he just leaves it to get all hairy and stuff?
It blew my mind. I was like,
Wow.
why would you give that answer to that question on a live radio show? That's insane.
What are you answering?
I'm saying yes.
Yeah, me too.
The question was vague too. It wasn't like, have you trimmed recently? It was just
Ever.
generally,
Like, have you
do
ever
you trim
your pubes?
your downstairs? And he's just like,
Nah,
mate,
not me, mate.
don't do it. I don't do it. Crazy.
Brilliant.
Have you ever done wheeze in the shower?
Yes.
Yeah. Who hasn't,
that's pretty
who
easy.
hasn't wazzed in the shower?
Yeah,
ever?
come on.
God.
Got to be a man of the people to, wee in the shower.
Have you ever stolen anything?
Yeah.
Yes.
I actually respect his honesty there.
Yeah, I'm sure I stole something.
I feel like
not
as a
in
kid,
recent
a lot of
years.
people steal
Probably,
stuff like,
yeah,
as a
probably
kid
have
just
stolen something,
to be silly.
sure.
I stole a pen in 3rd grade.
Yeah, well, yeah. Something stupid like that, probably.
Have you ever sent a dick pic?
No.
I just think, why are you asking a politician this question? It's so random.
Are we going to answer this?
Oh, yeah, I've sent a dick pic. Yeah.
I've sent one
Yeah.
in my whole life.
Okay.
That's the honest truth. One. And it was this year.
I don't think I've sent...
If you know who you are, you know who you are. And it was fully consensualized, I should add.
I may have sent, I don't know, a handful. Probably all to my girlfriend.
Yeah, it was all to the same person.
Probably when like she was on holiday and we were away and we had to sort of, get
Spice
down
things up a little bit.
digitally, get down remotely.
Send that horse cock, mate.
It's like remote work, but remote sex, I guess. Get it, folks?
What an interesting question to ask.
I know.
This is fucking the Howard Stern of
This
America,
really did
of
stick
Australia.
with me when I was younger. I was like, why would they ask a prime ministerial candidate these questions? It's just the most bizarre.
Now we're answering them.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Now we're being here
Now
with
the
the
world
real.
knows our answers.
Is Wendy Petrie sexy?
Who?
Oh, this one's hard. Yes, because otherwise she might be mortally offended if I say no.
Well, that's not.
Who's
Wendy
that?
Petrie. I think maybe, I want to say probably some New Zealand character or politician or something.
Are you going to say yes or no?
Is Wendy Petrie sexy?
I'll
I
say
don't
yes.
even know.
I'll say
Sure.
yeah.
I'll give Wendy the W.
Yeah, I'll give Wendy the dub.
You've already mortally offended her with the delay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the question he gets uppity about,
yeah.
not the
I don't know if I could say that, mate.
not the pubes question. Man, come on.
Oh, yes. All right. Okay.
Prime Minister,
Yeah, okay.
have you fed the chickens in the last month?
No, Jesus Christ.
This is important.
I've got to take the fifth. I can't.
Isn't the fifth American?
I was going to say, the Fifth Amendment is an American thing. That doesn't mean anything in Australia or New Zealand. So,
Have you fed the chickens recently, Dan?
Do not come.
I'm not going to plead the Fifth. And I'm going to say, yes, I am.
I'm gonna come.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
not a liar.
I'm not going to plead the fifth either. I'm going to say,
I'm gonna come.
yes, I have.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not, I'm an honest
I'm
broadcaster.
going to plead the fifth on that one.
I'm not like this guy. I'm an honest
He'll answer
fella.
the dick pic question, but not the.
But not this?
Not the feed the chickens.
You'll tell the people that you don't shave your pubes, but
And
not...
you've never sent a dick pic, but you won't say if
Yeah.
you've masturbated in the last month. Interesting.
Bizarre.
I'm sorry, Prime Minister. I have to push you on this one. I have to push you.
Yes or no, Prime Minister? Yes or no, Prime Minister?
Question.
Yes or no?
Fear of being sued by my wife.
Yes or no, Prime Minister?
Well, okay, give me the. If it was yes, it would definitely be with my wife. That's the answer.
Okay, there we go.
That's good.
Wow. I respect the honesty.
I'm gonna come.
That's a pretty
I
hilarious...
respect the honesty.
Yeah,
Do not
no,
come.
he went for it. He at least stuck through it. He's a good sport about it. I'll give him that.
Talk to it.
He talked to it. I'll give him that he's definitely being a good sport with regards to this whole shenanigans.
All right. Prime Minister John
That's
Key.
good. No, you covered that one off really well, actually.
nicely.
Lynn.
Yeah, yeah,
Well
you
done.
gotta
Well
have a bit
done.
of respect
Thank you
for
about
it.
your wife and
Yeah,
your respect her. I like that
yeah,
about
that's
you.
right.
Prime Minister John Key, thank you for your honesty.
Thank you very much.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. That's the clip. Yeah.
We answered all the questions except for whoever that woman was. Who I assume is very, very beautiful.
One can only imagine, yeah, the beauty of New Zealand.
I didn't know who she was, but I'm sure she's lovely. I didn't think I'd be answering a dick pic question today on the pod. I'm going to be completely frank with you all. But
Do you think that the leader of a nation
should have to answer those questions.
No, do you think a leader should trim their fucking pubic hair?
I guess it's a personal choice, but
Really? You want a hairy ass? Do you want your
Schlong.
president to have hairy balls, man?
a hairy horse cock.
Yeah. A big old hairy pussy. If it's a female leader, of course.
Are you voting Kamala or something?
I'm just being gender neutral, man.
You're voting our goat Kamala? I don't know.
We need, whether it's Trump or Kamala, they're
Do
going to have
not
a
come.
fat Bush. Is that the idea?
President Bush?
Let's put Bush back in office.
I don't know. I mean, who am I to say you should
One way or
shave?
the other.
Should I? Why do you want to listen to Conor on the 4 Life podcast if you should shave your pubes or not? I don't know.
No, yeah, you're right. It's a
I should
personal
probably
choice.
shave mine more. Is that what you want to hear out of me?
No, me too.
Sometimes I get lazy. I'm
we
a
all
single
get,
man.
We all get slacking.
You know, I don't know if I don't know when the next person's going to see it.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know when the next person's going to talk to her.
When the next person's going to spit on that thing.
Well, there you go. I don't know that.
That should be in 2024. That should be the question. Like, you know,
will you spit on that thing or not?
well, like in the last month, have you spat on that thing, Mr. Prime Minister?
I'm going to play the 5th on that one, mate.
I'm going to plead the New Zealand 5th on that one.
I think that's actually I think that takes balls from a radio station, and I kind of respect it.
I
Sorry.
kind of respect the radio station.
I don't
for
think that would
going
happen
ahead
now, would
and
it?
asking those questions. I
That
think
wouldn't
it's
happen now.
I think a politician would be too careful now. They'd be like,
Yeah. Nah,
too
this
much
is-
controversy for me.
You know what, mate? I think that's actually very immature of you to ask me that.
Boring.
Yeah, give us the goods, man. Give us the pube details.
That's boring.
Because that's the thing. Like, could you imagine someone asking either Trump or Kamala that question? Like, do you trim your genitals?
Do not come.
It's just like
That's
pretty
probably what she would say.
insane thing to ask.
It is, but it's insane to the point of like I kind of respect it. Like
Even
you said.
Howard Stern didn't ask Kamala Harris if she tried her pubes.
Yeah, of all people, Howard Stern, and he didn't ask anything like that. So Those New Zealand folks.
Do some people just don't shave their pubes and just let it hang? Is that like, does it just stop growing? Or
I mean,
does it just?
I guess unless some
growing?
people go to the wax place, get it waxed.
I don't know if a lot of men do that. Or maybe they do. I don't know. What do I know?
I do find it funny the idea of a
about
man,
ball sacks and
like a
dicks.
man just splayed out. Like,
yeah, getting their fucking.
Can you wax it off, love?
Getting their fucking
hairy balls waxed.
yeah, and they're there.
Well, I wouldn't know how to wax my balls on my own, so it makes sense to get someone else.
I've been told this is really odd. What I do, I use an electric razor on my pubes, but then like a razor blade on my sack, which I've heard is very, very strange. But that's just how I was taught.
Yeah.
And people always say, like, have you ever hurt yourself? And honestly, apart from maybe the odd little nip here and there, never had an issue. But that's just me.
I shave my cock with a cutthroat razor.
There's no way in hell you do that. No way.
No, but that'd be pretty funny though.
Can you imagine if when you go to get your hair cut at the barbers, you could get your pubes trimmed as well?
It's like how you go for your hair and your beard. You know?
And like you have to pay a little bit extra, but you get downstairs done as well.
Yeah, a cut and a trim.
That's normally when the people care. It's just too much information. Normally, what happens is when I get my hair cut, I'll do my beard, my hair, and downstairs. If people want to know.
Yeah, dude.
I'm not sure people do.
Okay.
But here's a little bit of fun fact for you.
We keep it
I'm getting
honest.
my hair cut in a few days.
Hey!
So that's the update for you all.
Yeah, baby.
And if you
Come gay pop.
want to know,
Shaka-doo.
there you go. I don't think I'd be talking about cops as much as I am today.
Well done, Mr. John Key, the New Zealand Prime Minister.
He didn't even win.
Yeah, exactly. Who no one remembers apart from the fact that he has hairy nuts.
You know, sometimes I get annoyed our show isn't enough like H3 or like Stern, and then we do a show like this.
Then we do this shenanigans.
I'm very happy about that.
Ah, gosh.
Give the people what they want. Okay?
Okay.
Hop to it, Danny.
Well.
Now let's be serious.
Yeah. Now we've
actually,
got a topic.
can I generally actually say, like, I'm not memeing, like...
I agree.
Let's actually take this seriously.
Yes.
No jokes.
Yes.
No sound bites.
I'll do my best.
Nice, clean show. From all of you.
For everyone.
All right.
Best behavior.
That's...
Because we are getting to a serious story.
Do you want to start it off? You want to...
Sure. I'm...
So we should say, I guess, first why we're talking about this. Well, one, because it's big news. But also, it happened in our town, which is nuts. And the event that he did was at a bar called Bar One, which literally is probably like a 20-minute Uber drive from where we are right now. So that is crazy that this happened in our back garden. The actual sexual assault happened in a hotel room in Perth City, but that's still very close to where we are.
Yeah, so just
anyway, you can take it away.
The context of what you're saying.
You can read it.
So we have here, popular UK YouTuber granted bail over Perth rap show rape allegations. So this article, and basically the story that we're talking about today, outlines young Philly, a British YouTuber, podcaster, and rapper. Now, I've seen a lot of clips of his podcast coming up, and I didn't know who this guy was before.
I knew one of his creative friends, but that's all I know.
Honestly, the reason I even knew about, like, the only reason I knew about this story and everything was because it happened in Perth. And I thought what was so interesting is that, not interesting, but the part that I saw and I was like, oh my God, is the fact that it happened at Hillary's Boat Harbour, which is
like 20 minutes away
pretty close to where we live. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like literally like 20 minutes. And we've gone to the club. We have been to the club.
Bar One, which was
where
the club.
he has performed, like, together. And I've gone a couple of times with other friends as well. Yeah.
So the story goes as this, and I'm not exactly reading from the script. I'm just telling you kind of what I've learned about the story. Basically, in September 23rd or 24th, he was performing at Bar One.
Yeah, so last month, yeah.
And he was staying... Yeah, so it wasn't long ago. And he was staying at a hotel in Hillary's, I assume. And I guess he took somebody home from the show, a woman in her 20s.
I thought it happened. Didn't it happen in a hotel in Perth City?
A hotel where?
In Perth City. Am I nuts thinking that?
I had thought the hotel was in Hillary's too, but the hotel might have been in Perth City. It might have been Crown Casino. They haven't released like all of the specific details. Yeah.
Right, okay.
They like I said, the details they confirmed is the date of the assault, and they confirmed I think the charges that he was brought up for. So I think it was like non-consensual penetration and then one charge of choking or like, inhibiting wind, your windpipe, whatever, bad stuff. A bad dude, not good
well, he flew
charges.
out. He flew out of the state and then he was in Melbourne?
Okay, so this is
flew back to Perth.
This is kind of my disgust with this story and why I actually think it's really fucking great that the Perth police have arrested this guy and basically extradited him from over east to WA, because this guy is doing like an Australia-wide tour, right? He's coming, he's performing at a bunch of venues. He's here to, entertain our club-going public. And I'm sorry, but you can't just come to this country as, a guest worker, basically, for however long he's here and, assault our fucking population. I mean, that's insane. You can't do that without facing repercussions and consequences. I'm sorry, you may look at it like, I'm here on holiday. I can do whatever I want because
also the fact
I'm not
that
in my home
he's a popular
country.
creator as well. This whole idea that goes through these fucks' heads is like
the
rules don't apply to me. Like
I'm gonna get away with it. They won't follow it up.
I mean, yeah, in this day and age as well. I mean, and I presume she was a fan at the concert, and the fact that he knew that and would know that she would be more willing to come home with him and possibly perform like sexual acts. It's just the whole thing just sounds completely like scummy and really fucked up.
Yeah, and so because he was touring Australia for his trip, he was over east. He had left WA, so he wasn't even in this state anymore. He had gone over to the eastern states and he was performing there. And I believe from what I saw on the news and stuff, a WA police like unit or team or whatever went over east to basically arrest him and
then bring him back
on
those charges. Yeah,
and so now he is in a position where he can't leave the state. He has to stay in WA.
So he's still here now.
He's here currently. Yeah.
Wow.
Until I don't know what the next update. The next update will happen at his next court appearance type of thing. But until his next court appearance, he has to be in the state. And he has to report to police 3 times a week. So
about what exactly?
It would be his whereabouts, just so they know that he hasn't left the state or like.
So he's still walking around freely.
Oh, so he was granted bail. So he was granted bail, and from what I read, it was £100,000. So 200,000 Australian dollars. It goes into our legal system. Yeah, it's just part of.
So he's currently walking. Can he go out again? Like,
so he can't leave the state.
But can he go?
He would be.
And stuff?
I don't know. Sometimes with charges like this, if they find that you kind of did it because you abused your position as an entertainer, then you're not allowed to like perform any venues for a period of time. So I'm sure there's some court limits on what he's allowed to do in terms of like his entertainment and stuff. It's interesting because based on everything that's happened, he is out and free enough that he could film a video. Like he could have posted, my side of the story, and he hasn't done that yet. So from what I suspect, his lawyers have probably just told him like, you are cooked.
Well, he's guilty as fucking charged, bro.
Yeah, like, there is nothing
so crazy
you can say in a statement that will get you out of this shit.
I mean, like, I don't know if we would be talking about this unless it was in our back garden, but like, look, it literally says on top of here, like, WA Today.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm showing this website.
I mean, it's just, like, the fact that, like, my mum was talking about it, and I was like, yeah, it's nuts. I mean, I knew kind of him, but I didn't. Yeah, it's just, it's crazy. This is Perth Airport. So.
Yeah. So I think this was maybe him.
Crazy.
Being,
what the fuck?
Zoom in. Yeah, this was him coming for his arrest. What does it say there? Yeah, being arrested in Queensland. So this was the police leading him out of his Queensland hotel where he was arrested.
Oh, so that's not Perth Airport.
And Yeah, no. So that was him being arrested in Queensland.
That was like Perth Airport. Am I nuts?
To be brought.
Sorry.
I don't know. To be brought back to be detained and held. So he was put in jail briefly, but like I said, he got out on bail. So
can I ask? So I want to like respect the victim at all costs, but so did they? So they made a statement and gave enough evidence that they then went and arrested him?
Yeah. So she would have presumably...
sorry, not to interrupt. Sorry, did she go to do like what you should do after sexual assault and go to the hospital and get swabs and...
Yeah, so they haven't released a huge amount of details in terms of... Because yes, I mean, after there's a sexual assault, you can have... sexual assault exam or...
yeah, hopefully she did do that.
Like a rape kit is commonly something that they'll do.
Well, that's their best form of evidence is when it's like, it's insane, but after the crime has happened is then you need to go... I mean, it's insane to like... After
but you're
that
right,
go, but it's the best form of evidence.
It's a way to prove that...
Yeah, through DNA,
something happened. Yeah. It's as awful as it is and as invasive and intrusive as it is. Yes, that is the way to prove it. And I suspect she probably did something along those lines because, well, for one, September was not very long ago.
No.
Like, there's a matter of weeks ago. So she obviously came forward to the police pretty quickly.
Currently October the 12th.
And another piece of information I thought was quite interesting that I've been reading is that CCTV footage, you can see here, evidence including CCTV. So I've heard that CCTV is a big part of the police's case against him, meaning that they feel that they obviously have ample CCTV evidence.
Him leaving with the victim?
I assume that it at least can prove that he took the victim back to his hotel
Left the
room.
premise with
I mean, I doubt there's CCTV evidence of the crime per se, but I think from what I can understand, because again, they haven't released all of the details just yet, and they haven't released the accuser's like details or name or anything. But from what I can gather, the CCTV footage probably corroborates her story and goes along with everything she said to the point where, clearly the police believe her and believe that what she's saying is, true enough to pursue charges. And I think that's great. Like, I mean, for one thing,
crazy.
I think it's insane that probably for a long time, probably for decades, artists have come and gone through this country and assaulted fans and done all this shenanigans without any kind of repercussions.
I think there has been in recent years, just this, I don't know, just this understanding now of the responsibilities of being a creator and being a public figure and being knowing the boundaries. And I mean the waters can get muddy, it's like very easily, but just knowing not to do, basically doing the complete opposite of what this fucking scumbag did.
Yeah.
And no, you're right. I think there must be so many. I mean, I'm not saying his was sexual assault, but it's like David Grohl just had a other kid from someone who we assume is from Australia too. It's like these artists, they get around. Like stuff happens. And I'm not saying he assaulted her, but it's like she's definitely pregnant. So like they had sex and...
For the Dave Grohl situation, he messed around while he was
exactly.
down
It's
under.
like these people do this kind of shit and it's just kind of nuts,
Well, and that's the thing. Yeah, I hate this idea of Australia as just this place that people from the UK or from other countries can just come and like...
the rules are different there. And it's like, and we're all rich and fucking...
Yeah, exactly. I can come and go as I please. I can go do my performance and go do whatever I want to the fans that are there to see me, whether it's assaulting them or not.
The UK's perception of Australia is actually probably a lot different than most people would think because I've spoken to my family members about Australia and... I don't know what they think it is, but it's like, I think they kind of sometimes think it's like the Wild West. It's like laws.
It exists to be like a holiday destination for the Brits.
Laws are a bit like funny and like, you don't have to...
Not as much scrutiny.
No,
you don't have to worry about the cops as much.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just so funny just seeing all these like YouTubers and people on Twitter talking about this and it being literally in... our back garden. It's just so fucking nuts. It just shows you, man, like this kind of thing, and it always mostly ends up being women who get completely fucked over in the whole situation, and it's awful, and I think he deserves everything that he gets. There, I said it. Sorry.
Yeah, and I'll add to it. Says here, 3.2 million followers on Instagram.
Oh, it's insane.
What, 1.8 million on YouTube? I mean, come on, like this guy
he's fucking huge. You can't
a large
deny
amount
that,
of like power and influence and fame.
Course, 100%.
And honestly, I mean, credit to this girl for even coming, even having the bravery to take these allegations to the police and go
100%.
forward with charges. I mean, that's fantastic. And I will even go as far as to say this too. I'm not even sure, like 10 years ago, I don't know if the police would even do that, like handle it this way.
Yeah.
Or if they would have said like, oh, don't worry, love, he's too big anyway. You don't want to bother going ahead with charges.
That's the thing, yeah.
But now they're actually charging this fuck, so I'm glad.
Thank God for one, but also it's like, this idea as well of like, the older generation getting more equipped and used to the whole idea of TikTokers and YouTubers and people who are famous on Instagram, and like it's not just numbers on a screen. Like they're generally like they have a huge following, and it can create a lot of good, but it can also create a lot of bad, and it can do what this scumbag's done. And I don't know if I can legally say this, but I don't fucking think this is the first time this has happened. I think this is the first time it's come out. But I don't think it's the first time this has happened. So I really hope it.
Well,
for all the victims, I hope it comes. I feel terrible saying victim. I think there's a nicer word.
Yeah, I guess people say like survivor, like assault survivor, but I would say as well.
I don't know.
I was talking to Kath, and I was kind of making a point similar to what you were saying. Is that like, he's been on this tour. He's gone around Australia. Like, who knows how many girls?
Well,
he's
not even
pulled
just Australia
like
as well. Like, it could be.
Yeah, let alone other places he's gone.
Yeah.
But at the very least, on this trip in this country, him going around, who knows what kind of
just
awful,
taking advantage of everybody, every single person that he can on,
and thinking he can get away with it because up until now he has.
What's so bizarre to me is the idea of like, for example, like the idea of maybe taking this show on a tour one day, like the idea of just like, for me, it would be like to just like express the art and have fun with fans.
Yeah.
And just like put on a great show
and see what the show can achieve.
This fucker's out here doing this bullshit. Like, it's like, do you not care about your art? And like, what you're more interested in is fucking sexually assaulting someone. I mean, it's just.
Well, it shows you what he's here to do, right?
Yeah,
he's here purely for
the
the praise of doing a show and the love of the fans, and he wants to take advantage of that, and he did.
I mean, I've like. I'm not going to say who, but like someone in my personal life has dealt with assault, and I would arguably say sexual assault. And it's so devastating, and the effects that it does, it doesn't wash off from the fucking sink. And he's a complete scumbag. And I just think there's so many men out there these days who are like, oh, she'll get over it, and it's not like that. The repercussions are for a lifetime, and it takes these women, these very brave women, to come forward, and that's the first step, and it's just trying to live a normal life from that, and I've had experience of witnessing it, and from what I could see from the victim that I know of, it's just absolutely just awful, and it's horrible, and it's just so insane to me that these fucks do this kind of thing. I don't.
Yeah, the thing is I got a few things. I mean, for one, you sort of mentioned that about the culture of people accepting this kind of thing. It's sort of funny. I saw this quote where it's like, if men were as disgusted by rape as they were by periods, then, things would be a lot better, I guess. But, I will make another point, is that a lot of, you've probably seen, if you followed this story, a lot of British YouTubers react to the news and like, oh, what's this? And I'm sure there's a lot of people who have had the opinion that like, oh, he had all these followers and he had such a big audience, and now it's all being taken away from him. His life has been ruined, all this kind of stuff. But I think like what you were saying just before, being on the other side, like being on the victim, survivor side of an attack like this, that damages you and affects you and hurts you far more than the consequences of his actions that this fucking guy is having to deal with. When you're dealing with consequences to something you've done, that's repercussions. Like, that's a reaction.
Why are people talking about him and him losing his reputation? Like, why are we having that? Why are we even having that conversation?
So,
like, he should be fucking. It's so crazy. It's like,
no, absolutely.
Oh,
so
he'll lose everything he built. Well, fucking don't do the heinous shit that you did then. You
don't
scumbag.
risk it all to assault someone. Like, pretty easy.
Yeah.
And I want to say as well, I've seen a couple of female YouTubers. I can't think off the top of my head any of their like names, as much as I'd like to shout them out. But
that's cool.
I think at least the one I saw was saying something to the effect of like, why are we even surprised to hear this news? This guy frequently went on his podcast and said shit that demeaned women and disrespect them. And, I'm sorry, like when a guy talks about that all the time, at a certain point, it's like...
And his friends didn't have much nice things to say about him either. I saw one clip where it was like...
One of his co-hosts was like, I wouldn't want you marrying my family member.
So that's the guy I know. So that was who I
Chunks
don't know his
or
name.
something?
Yeah, something like that. He's like a big meme, but it's like... Yeah, he said something like that, and it's like... I don't know. I'll be interested
Even
to see
the guys
what they have to
around
say
him
about.
knew he was kind of a shitty
But
guy.
I don't know if it's just me. Well, no, I know it's not just me, because I know you'll totally agree. But it's like the idea of like, if I was friends with someone who I knew was doing weird shit with girls, it's like, why would I don't understand
why would you keep associating?
No, exactly. Like, I wouldn't even like associate with someone like that. I don't.
At the
it's just what he does, It's
at
like,
the very least, you got to talk to a guy like that and say, what are you doing, man? Like, this is fucked up.
And maybe he did, and maybe he was in like, troubles of like, oh, it's our show and it's making a lot of money, and like, we can't just end it because we won't make money anymore. I don't know. It could be a huge thing, but it's like there's so many reasons why you should. I mean, all we have is each other. Like, if you can't stand up and say something, and I don't want to sound preachy, but like, if there's men watching this show, I mean, a lot of the time it's just up to you to just I don't know if it takes a horrible experience in your life to like see or witness or like to understand it, but it's like, and you're right. You're so right, by the way. Like, it is so great what has happened with this, and I'm super proud of the Nobby police, which I don't normally say.
Yeah, it's nice to have something to praise them for.
Exactly. Like, it's good. It was quick and it was sharp, and they did it, and they got it done. And I truly hope he fucking rots away in a sour for the rest of his life for what he's done.
I agree, and I'm really glad, because I could imagine a time or even a bigger celebrity and the police going, we don't want that drama, we don't want that like chaos and everything. But I'm glad they stood up for, a WA woman, like someone who lives here who's a victim, and they did, I think, the very least of what the police are supposed to do, which is to stand up for the citizens that they're there to protect. So
no one should be untouchable. That's a thing we should completely just demyth, because, it's just such, like, there's so many great acts and artists who were lucky enough to come through Perth and
who want to come to actually share
exactly
music and artistry.
Exactly. Like, it's just, again, that just blows me away. It's like, you're not really here to be an artist. You're here to take advantage of
the fame
of your fans. And like, who gets into this game to like take advantage of? I don't know. It's just so bizarre to me. It's like, it must be like some kind of like sick control power.
It's a
thing.
power. Yeah, I was gonna say it's got to be, because I don't know what sick psyche kind of goes into that of like, do you have low self-esteem? Do you hate your mother? I mean, I couldn't even begin to know.
He must like, he's fucking rich and famous. Like, he must have women around him all the time, but it's like, he must have to.
It's not enough.
Be the powerful one, and it happened in our back garden. So
of course, there were clips going around of him at different events doing like, mic interviews, and him being really touchy with the girls he was talking to, Lord. And just really...
This guy's just such a dream, isn't he?
Shady stuff. The one take that I thought was crazy, and I wanted to get the tweet, but I couldn't, I don't have it, saved or anything, but I saw some guy, and I assumed it was a British YouTuber, and his first reaction to this news was something like, the young filly accusations are crazy. If she's lying, she better get locked up. That was like his immediate reaction. And it's like, what a crazy delusional way to react to this. Like, put aside the fact that, I'm sorry, the WA police are not doing an interstate operation unless they heavily believe the victim's story. Like, just on its face, that doesn't pass the smell test. Like, I'm pretty sure it's a legit allegation if they did an interstate fucking, you know, not sting operation, but like extradition to get him over here to face consequences.
Well, that's always the, you know, unfortunately, like, there's always the backlash of like, well, let's hope she's not lying. Because that would be really bad. It's like, why would this woman go through all that pain and there be enough evidence, and then some fucks like,
and look,
well, let's hope it's true.
One thing that is good
let's hope your trauma is true enough. You know, it's like,
exactly.
What?
Let's hope your trauma is believable. Like, yeah. One thing I appreciate about in a lot of Australian courts is they hide the identity of accusers and stuff like that. So the person who's come forward is not been revealed, which I think is good for her sake.
I agree.
But also, it also takes away the argument. You know, people say they come forward for clout or anything like this. It's like, no, the public is not going to know who this person is. And whoever is the victim or survivor, they're not going to use this to, do you know what I mean? Like,
it's such an old stereotype. Like,
the idea that if
they'll use this to launch their career into
it's so insane.
Music or YouTube or
Instagram. There is
so
not
fucking weird.
If you're a survivor of an attack like this, a sexual assault in this sort of sense, what you want to do with that is put it behind you and move forward and move past it. You don't want to make that the center of your media personality or career. Like, that's ridiculous. It's such a silly notion. And I mean, I think that's pretty much all I've got to say.
Yeah, I guess we'll end it on saying, I'm sure you'd agree with me when I say this, that you know, just stay safe out there, you know, and you know, if anything happens, you know, just alert.
If anything happens, don't be afraid to report it.
No, that's the thing. Yeah, you said it better than I could do.
Please, you know, especially if it's one of these fucking guys, like a performer, someone who claims and pretends to have authority.
Well, because they take advantage of your trust and you know, your vulnerability.
They're just a human. They're just a person like everyone else.
Yeah.
And just like everyone else, they're not allowed to fucking assault people or rape people. And if they do, slam their ass with charges, because that's your right. You know, as a citizen, you have a right to not be violated. Or if someone does that, you know, you can press charges. And thank God in this case they have. So
yeah, thank you.
Well done.
Yeah. We'll go back to
we'll give some applause because it's appropriate. Well done, the WA police and to the victim for coming forward.
I totally agree, and I think the best thing we can do right now is just stay safe, and you know. But yeah,
protect WA. Fuck these outsiders.
No, I agree. I couldn't agree more.
I mean, obviously, it would be terrible if it was someone from here as well, but you know. That's the thing. Like, ultimately, you want
WA.
Yeah, like if it was someone who lived here, it would still be awful. But you know, ultimately, that's what you want. Is you want justice that doesn't account for does the person live here? If someone did something wrong, you know, they break the law. That you got to do justice. Like that's life, folks.
You really had to hit it with the Trump soundbite, didn't you?
Right at the end. Well, I thought we could transition out with.
Oh yeah, okay.
Some lightness.
Now we can be lighthearted and funny, and people can't get annoyed when I play a funny soundbite.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, perfect time to burp because we are about to go.
Yeah, let's go
to the pub. Here we are.
Just as I opened another drink.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect timing. Oh, here I am in the bar.
Huck, here I am.
Huck.
And can I just say,
in the
before
tour.
we start that drink, not to go back on, you know, I'm actually very proud of you as my best friend to be able to have this conversation with you and actually it be, you know, I think not to you know, pat ourselves on the back too much, but I think the idea that I'm so happy that I can come here and like have that conversation with you and not worry about it before I came in, like, will Dan say something like irrational or like. And even like, can I just say I wasn't expecting to say that about me knowing someone who went through that. But I'm very proud, and I felt comfortable enough to say that.
Yeah.
And I'm just very proud that I can be here with you, and I do think it is just for like guys like us who I think have learned over the years, like you know, to be able to learn a lot from what not to do and how to act. Sorry, we'll move on. But I just want to say I'm very proud of you for...
Thank you.
And I really do appreciate your takes.
I'm glad we can have conversations like this. I think it's important. And, you know, I'm glad we got to say how we feel. Like, that's...
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring it up again.
We're multifaceted people. We can have goofs and we can also be serious about stuff.
Goofs, gaffs, and...
Sometimes
horrible
genuine
truths.
Opinions. Yeah, horrible truths. Yeah. Yeah, good way to put it. Yeah, you know, I think we can move on from that.
Yes,
I think
let's
we've done
move on. Let's go to the pub.
Thank you for being here in the pub with me.
No worries.
I understand you've prepared... Excuse me. Let me try that again. I understand that you've prepared a beverage.
That's correct.
For us to drink on this merry program today. Oh, look at you. Thank you. And with that being said...
Very welcome.
I will present said beverage. Let me just make sure.
The beer of the week.
In the beautiful segment that we like to call on this show.
Some say the most beautiful.
Beer of the week, baby. Let's freaking go. Cheers. We're having Malibu.
I drank beer with my friends.
Let's see what we got here. Malibu cocktail pina colada.
I drank beer with my friends.
Caribbean. What's that word? Rum.
Yep.
Sparkling.
Sometimes I had too many beers.
Sparkling edition.
Sometimes others did.
Very strange. I thought it'd be like kind of like a juice more than a sparkling.
Malibu.
What's that?
What's Malibu?
Yeah, what is? Here you go, my friend.
Is that a state? I'm not a state.
I'm a monster. You used to have that.
I know, I should, yeah.
No, I think you did used to have that.
No, I did. I used to have it.
I want a niche, like, when would you ever bring that up on the show? Like, I'm not a state. I'm a monster.
Oh, gosh.
I'll be Florida when they vote for
Malibu.
J.
Okay, cheers, my friend. Let's try some sparkling Malibu pina colada style.
Do you like pina coladas?
In Springfield.
And getting caught in the rain. Oh, that's refreshing AF.
Oh, baby.
I could see myself drinking one of them in the big bright yellow sun.
Okay.
In the big bright yellow sun. Just enjoying the sunset.
I'm getting some good notes there. I like the I'm getting the pina colada. Oh, here we go. Let me
Thank you, Dan.
Give me a moment. I'll set up the handy dandy cam.
I'll take it away by saying this. I used to drink Malibu all the time with some pineapple juice, and it was fucking fantastic. It tastes like that, actually, because this is mixed with...
That's what I was going to say.
Pineapple? Pina colada, yeah. It's kind of like... Oh, pina coladas are just... It's the beautiful summer drink.
It's exactly
It's a summer drink. Aha, here we go. Oh, you sorted it out.
Oh, wait. We need the Simpsons wide.
In Springfield...
Sorry, folks. I'm building a scene as we speak.
In Springfield...
So, this drink right here, Malibu, says, enjoy a delicious... Let me get that properly on the screen. It's right at the end. There we go. Enjoy a delicious tasting sparkling pina colada with balanced flavor of pineapple and coconut.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you. Serve chill for a refreshing taste. Store in a dry, cool plate. Whatever. Hit us with the sound. Amazing.
Very technical, this show.
Thank you.
I remember when it was us talking on Blue Yetis, and it was just...
Nothing was synced up. It's all... See, this
you
is the beauty...
you used to have to sync it yourself, which was nuts.
The beauty of technology. We compress all these buttons, have everything plugged in.
I'm still learning.
And the final clip, it just comes out all synced up.
Yeah, because you used to have to... edit. It took like a week for it to come out. Understandably.
Edit all the clips.
It took so long.
Sync up the angles.
So long. It was like every time you spoke and then I spoke, it would flip to whoever was talking. And it was like, it would take forever. It was just...
Actually, you know what? Can I...
In Springfield...
If we're speaking of technical stuff for a moment...
Please.
I actually haven't tried it yet, but there is this setting that you can use in the Rode called auto switching. And it actually, like, makes the show... you can turn it on, and it basically makes the switcher auto switch based on who's talking into the mic.
Yeah, but how would it know when to go wide?
There's a way to set that. I haven't set it up yet, but there is.
I feel like it's not.
I don't trust the auto switching, but
nothing will be. Yeah, nothing.
You see, there's this auto button here. It's as easy as just pressing it, and it goes on, and then you can press it to turn it off.
Your t-shirt's almost green enough for it to be part of the background.
Close, yeah, nearly.
If you lean the other way. No, the other way. Yeah, see? Sometimes it goes.
Oh.
Yeah.
In the dark.
In the dark.
In the sweaty parts of my pits.
So
he's a comer.
The what?
He's a comer.
Thank you.
Dan is a great guy.
Wow, that's an old one. I haven't heard that for a while. I need that.
Had to give myself.
How do I not have that? I only have.
Thank you, Dan.
And I hope Dan is going to be okay. I
Never heard so much malarkey in my whole life.
So this is fucking hilarious, and 100% a true story. As I always start my stories off by saying that. I don't know why people lie on the internet. Not me. Not me.
Never you.
Right. So this is true. I need to hide this because that's a good idea, actually. So I need to hide this because my address is on here. I don't want anyone finding out where I live. That'd be very strange. Very uncomfortable. It would make me feel good. While Dan fiddles with nothing but the soundboard. Right, so I'll tell you about the story. All right, so my dad. Is it good?
Yeah, I think we're good. Sorry. Carry on.
All right, I'll start from the beginning.
Okay, I'm listening.
My dad. Right, so my dad went to the pub, okay? My dad went to the pub, he purchased some Nobby's nuts, okay?
Oh, that's a classic.
And I guess he was like so dissatisfied with his purchase that he literally called up the helpline and complained.
No, the Nobby's helpline.
We got a reply in the mail.
Wow.
I couldn't fucking believe it. Seriously. I was like, what are you doing, Dad? And I tried talking about this yesterday. He wasn't having it. He was like, it's my right to complain. And I thought I'd just read out what they sent him back. So it says, regarding Nobby's salted peanuts 50G.
Oh my.
Regarding the Nobby's peanuts. Dear Mr. Hannum, same last name as my father. Thank you for contacting us in relation to your recent purchase.
Sorry, carry on.
It's hard to talk when you're messing with all the fucking...
I'm sorry.
It's really difficult to...
Please go on.
Am I supposed to get better at this along the way?
No.
I'm trying to fucking tell my story.
I was just making sure you're not being overshadowed by any music, that's all.
To be fair, we should have probably... I did want to bring in the fact that the beer music is too loud, so...
Yeah, see, I'm just making sure you're not overpowered.
It is hard to talk sometimes, though, when people are...
Please go, please.
When I say people, I mean
You're welcome to continue.
Now, you have to edit the clip around this. Dear Mr. Hannum, are you ready for this now, Dan?
I'm ready.
Thank you for contacting us in relation to your recent purchase. PepsiCo Australia and New Zealand is committed to providing quality products and appreciate it when customers take time to contact us. That can't be true. Because my dad's complaining about a fucking $6 pack of Nobby's nuts. We were concerned to receive your report that your recent purchase of our product was below our normal high standards. The malfunctioning process employed in production means that the problem that you've experienced is highly unusual.
Not something we usually get here at Nobby's Nuts.
No, we don't normally hear complaints. We can assure you that righteous inspections and testing procedures are carried out during the process of making the item to ensure that only products of the highest quality leave our factories. Please accept our sincere apologies for any inconvenience. As indication of our appreciation for you bringing the ad to us, we enclose refurbishment to cover your costs. Please take note of the expiry date on the thing, blah, blah, blah. Your report has been noted here at the center. Once again, thank you for coming to contact us. Yours sincerely, the manager. Right, so...
Yours sincerely, Nobbies.
So this happened when my dad, Well, no, it's actually funny. It's PepsiCo, so it's this massive.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's
the
Pepsi,
full conglomerate. Yeah.
I don't want to show because my address is on it. But it's Pepsi, Smith's, Bluebird, Red Rock Deli, and Gatorade.
Wow.
So this happened when my dad went out with my sister for just a couple pints, and he spends most of the time on a fucking phone call complaining to Nobby's nuts, and they sent through in the mail. $6.
What?
All that for $6. And I fucking said to him, I was like, all that for $6, and he wouldn't take it. He was like, it was my God-given right to do it, and I was like, it's just all that fussing. Like he was on a hold for like an hour. You're down the pub with your daughter, and you spend the whole time on a fucking.
Oh man.
For $6?
The fuck is this shit?
Wow.
It's my dad in a such a. Does that sound? You know my father for like 10 years. Does that sound like?
That's
him?
very well. Honestly, that's very dad behavior in general. Because it's funny.
Complain to Nobby's nuts.
I think generations sometimes tie people together more than anything because I feel like that is so something that my dad would do for the same reason. Like if he was
they were stale.
Yeah, exactly.
They were very stale, Dan. They're not. Nobbies are not what they used to be. That's what my dad said. He's like.
And I know for a fact if my dad had the same thing, he would call up, he would wait to get that fucking complaint in, man. Dads love that shit. And you know what? One day,
maybe
I'll call up and complain for an hour.
Yeah, maybe I'll. I mean, I eat Nobby's nuts. You can sound like me all you like.
I
do. I eat Nobby's
those Nobby's nuts have come down in quality for years now.
Do you want to know my honest opinion? I disagree. I think he just got a bad back. I kind of agree with.
Okay.
Nobby's
Mr.
nuts
Nobby himself.
PepsiCo. I kind of agree with PepsiCo. Because I've been trying to eat better at lunch, I've just been eating like nuts and stuff. Get your laughs out of you.
Amazing.
And thank you. I've been eating nuts. Is that okay? Is that what you want to hear? I've been eating my nut. No, I've been eating
all the nuts you like, man.
At lunch, and I've been eating Nobbies. Okay, and I enjoy them, and I think they're good. And I'm sorry. I think, most of these. I'm not excusing it, but most of these packets probably stay at the back of the pub for months before they get.
That's
purchased.
a good point. I think that's a great point. Is that sometimes it's not really the fault of the seller.
No, we don't really purchase bar snacks.
Yeah, those bar snacks probably sit there for fucking years before they
would just sit there, and maybe the expiry date goes off and they don't even realize. I don't know. Or the best before.
Okay.
Anyway, my dad.
The pub regulars don't care.
He made such a big deal out of it.
These Nobbies.
Well, I should say my dad loves Nobby's nuts. Like it's like his thing. So I guess like
father, like son, they say.
I guess he hadn't tried them in a while. And he's like, these Nobbies, they ain't what they used to be. Ain't what they used to be. Ain't what they used to be. He spat them out. He took one. He was like, spat them out like. These are disgusting. Let me spend the next fucking hour on the phone. I'm sat with my daughter down the pub having a bit of father and daughter time. No, let me fucking call Nobby's nuts.
Yeah, that's what needs to,
Let me call Nobby's nuts and complain and get $6 back in the mail. I laughed my ass off and he didn't get it. Like I said to him, I was like, this is weird behavior, and he didn't understand it.
It is pretty hilarious that
he didn't get it. He didn't understand why it was so odd.
Everything the cost of all of the mail alone that was sent to you is probably more than $6.
I know. It's just so not worth it. And it's like, if it's not worth it, my dad will do it. And look, I understand it. It's not, you should stand up for yourself and companies, and you should say when things are wrong, but it's like, time and a place. Like he's like this second I'm gonna call Nobby's nuts Pepsi Co. I don't know. It's so
PepsiCo.
It's so funny to me. I had to bring in that piece of evidence.
They call it the hillbilly heroin.
$6.
Wow.
I was like, all that for $6. It's like, it wasn't about the money, Connor. It was about teaching them a lesson. And you know what? I kind of agree with that.
And it was worth it because we taught them a lesson.
But I really doubt they listened.
Well, exactly.
They're Nobby's nuts. They're the biggest fucking nut company. I mean, maybe even bigger than Mr. Peanut. Mr. Peanut's more America.
I don't expect you to know me. Most of the country does, bitch.
Is that
was
Mr.
Nobby's.
Peanut?
Yeah, that's Mr. Nobby himself.
Mr. Peanut himself. Anyway,
Peanuts are. I do get it though. You want it to be a reliable.
You want
experience.
you want a satisfying nut.
Yeah, you want to get that nut, and when you can't,
and he didn't.
Yeah, no, I get it.
No,
I feel. Jesus Christ.
Most of the country does, bitch.
Show's been pretty crazy today.
You said it, pal.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if we've been giving the audience what they want.
I have no idea. Maybe we have. Maybe we haven't.
It has been a bit miscellaneous.
You know, I used to think this episode was a tragedy.
Bruh.
Now, I realize that it's a musical comedy.
Yeah, dude.
Is this our Joker talk? What we got? What we got
Well,
on the sheet? What's next on the? What have we got left? What have we got left to talk about?
That's all we got left.
That's all we got.
That's all.
We've been going for a while, though, haven't we?
Yeah, look, hour 16, maybe.
Wow, we talk about awful assault for a long time.
Yeah.
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 Sorry. That wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. That wasn't about. I'm ashamed of myself. All right,
you should be.
We saw Joker 2.
Joker, Folie à deux.
Folie à deux.
Folie à deux.
And before we went to go see this movie, all we heard was it's the worst movie ever made. It's awful. Todd Phillips should run away and die and ride off on a horse. Well, he did go to a ranch.
He did. Yeah.
You know, so this is a true story. Todd Phillips was residing on a ranch during the opening weekend of this film.
Millionaire director, multi-millionaire director, releasing his latest high-budget blockbuster, and he sticks out the opening weekend for his big blockbuster movie on a ranch. It's kind of hilarious, you know.
Why not? That's what I do. What's that? Sand?
That's the Minecraft eating sound. Yeah.
This is what you hear at night.
True, on a ranch, definitely.
Is Todd Phillips married?
Is there a Mrs. Phillips?
I hope so.
I'll check. Let me check.
I think he's married. I liked it. Fuck you all. Okay, was it great? I sat down and Todd Phillips said this to me.
For the next 2 hours, your ass is mine.
And I enjoyed it.
And he followed through on that.
And you know what?
For the next 2 hours,
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. No.
Okay. Fuck you all.
I will give like a disclaimer that, like I said to you right after we got out of the movie, I was like, you know, I don't always have like a fully fledged opinion on a movie right as soon as we walk out.
Why are you talking about it right now, then, Dan?
Because
I am the YouTube comments right now.
I know enough about what I experienced in that theater today to say that I enjoyed myself and I had a good time at the movies. I felt similarly to Joker 1. I felt like challenged by the premise. I thought it was intellectually interesting. I thought there was a lot to think about. And
we're very proud of you, Dan. Thank you very much.
I need to think about it for longer to have a fully.
So why are you talking fully a deux?
Fully a deux.
So why are you talking about it right now?
Because it, views, man.
Does Todd Phillips have a wife?
That's what let me have a look. Currently,
Mr. Phillips.
Oh, is he a bachelor or something?
He has a wife.
Early personal beliefs.
He's an atheist.
What?
Does it say?
They mentioned the ranch in his Wikipedia.
No way! Did they?
It says Phillips owns a ranch property for himself in which he spent in seclusion the weekend when Joker Folie à deux was released.
So, okay, at least he owns it.
Nothing's coming up about his wife. Let me see. Maybe
ex-wife?
Yeah, maybe ex. Todd Phillips' wife. And his wife, Alex something?
Alex Phillips.
Alex Phillips, I guess.
Who also goes to the ranch.
Alexandra Kravitz.
Alexander Phillips co-owns a ranch with Todd Phillips.
Who knew?
Yeah, I liked it. I think that people were way too harsh on it, and I get that.
Well, so yeah, let's start off going in. I think both of us had seen a lot of Twitter conversation about.
Was saying, I think that.
Sorry.
Some people were a bit too harsh on the film. There, sorry, was that kind of fucking sentence?
Well, I'm curious what you were expecting. We both said that I think our expectations were maybe pretty low going in because of what we had seen online. So I don't know. I'm just curious. Like, I know for me, I had seen a lot of people just being super negative.
Oh, they were so harsh on it. It was nowhere near as bad as people were saying it is. It has a worse Rotten Tomatoes score than Morbius and stuff. And
then
Madam Web.
Shazam Folie do.
People are nuts. It's so ridiculous. Like, what are you talking about? Like, even visually alone. Actually, I think
that's something I said to you before we went in. Is like, say what you will about Todd Phillips, but his visual capabilities as just a visual director, it's undeniable.
I could be wrong, but I think the DP did Shazam 2.
Really?
I think so.
The audience loves Shazam 2.
What's his name? Martin Shear, something Shear.
Yeah.
Mr. Shear.
You might be thinking of Martin Sheen.
No, I'm wrong. Oh no, it wasn't Shazam, it was what's the Rock movie called?
Black Adam.
Was it Black Adam?
Bruh.
Anyway, you talk.
I felt as though, based on everything I'd seen a lot of hating online, on Twitter, on reviews. I don't know.
Yeah, sorry. It was Lawrence Shear. Yeah, he did the cinematography for Black Adam.
Okay.
Which is weird because, like, this is such a beautiful movie and that movie looks like dog shit. But I guess it's more the director, isn't it?
I guess it's always a collaboration.
It's a director's vision. Yeah.
It's a Folie à deux.
Yeah, it's a conjoint madness. Yeah, so Lawrence Shear did The Hangover. He also did Zach Braff's film
Going in Style? Oh, Garden State.
Yeah, he did Garden State.
Wow,
which is also a very beautiful looking movie. Like, he's a very, very, very talented cinematographer.
That's the thing too. I feel like Todd and this Lawrence Shear guy as collaborators when it comes to
I hope they continue to work together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're so perfect.
For a director cinematographer duo, I think it works fantastic. Sorry for itching the old back.
Got a bit of an itch there, have you?
And I think that the movie looks great. I think, does it go to a lot of like dark places? Absolutely, but so did the first movie, and
the whole movie is very dark.
Yeah, but I felt like that was in keeping with what the first movie set up as a thematic kind of world of like, yeah, this is going to cover some dark topics.
Well, I think you go see Joker to feel happy.
Yeah, I don't know what were people expecting? Do you think?
That's what I don't.
Yeah,
that's what I don't get. I really don't understand that. Can someone very politely correct us in the comments? I'm sure you're all going to be very sweet.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure you won't spare our feelings.
You guys are idiots for thinking that. That guy in the blue shirt never ceases to shut up.
I feel like we've said this before that we're Todd Phillips fans of his movies, and I think as a Todd Phillips fan, I can absolutely criticize his past sequel, outings. I think that he has not had a great track record when it comes to sequels. I mean, look at the Hangover sequels. I think my biggest criticism of those movies is that they try too hard to emulate the first movie and just sort of be another version.
Learned that almost with this one.
I think I wasn't.
It was next to nothing like the first one.
But that's the thing. Did people want it to be? I'm not like, maybe they did. I don't know.
It's funny because, like, you know how people compared this movie to the Seinfeld final, and I just rewatched this. Well, not rewatched. So I just watched Seinfeld for the first time, and I finished it last month.
Mm-hmm.
And people compare this movie to the Seinfeld final. People hate that final too. And it's like, I read a comment once, which was so true. It was like, did people want like Jerry Seinfeld to like take one look at the apartment, one last look, and then turn off the lights and then walk out? It's like, give me an answer of what you've really wanted from the sequel. I agree it shouldn't have even been made because we didn't need it, but it was made to make money and whatever. But
yeah, I can still agree that it was an unnecessary sequel. Sure,
I agree, and I think they kind of knew that, but they like money, and that's whatever. But I still think it was a gorgeous looking film, and you know what? I'm going to say it. I think some of the musical numbers actually worked for me.
Yeah, no,
some of them genuinely did work for me. A lot of them didn't, but some of them did. Like some of them did. The one in Pogos was really cool.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be a lot heavier on the music than it was. I felt like the music was definitely still had like a lot of music, but I didn't think it overshadowed the film or took over the film too much.
I'd say it's about 40% music, 60% normal. I saw someone saying it was 50-50. I don't know if I completely agree.
I don't know. I think personally, for me, I felt like they handled the music in a way that kind of worked for the world they'd created and for the character. You know, it is almost this, you know, these two characters that are kind of almost choosing to devolve into insanity.
Am I going dotty?
And, you know, the singing is like a way for them to almost lie to themselves that they are spiraling.
Yeah, it's called Folie à Deux. It's a conjoint madness.
À deux.
À deux. No, I honestly like, I think because people loved the movie so much, the first one, and they didn't respect the fact they took a risk, I think. And I really hope that all these people work again. Even I, like a Lady Gaga, like kind of like, I wouldn't say hater, but not an enjoyer. I think she did a really good job. I think maybe they could have done like Harley a little bit better. But also like I hear these people being like, she's Harley in the movie. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I thought she was in it heaps.
No,
like,
she's in it quite a lot. Yeah.
I know there was a few deleted scenes, but
yeah,
people are saying she's Harley in it. I thought she's Harley in it. She's in it heaps, in my opinion.
That's overblown. I felt like Lady Gaga gets a lot of like screen time, and I felt like she does quite good with.
Well, you know the Harley Quinn character a lot more than me. Like, how did you think? Because you played all the games and stuff, all the Batman games and stuff.
So I thought it was quite well done. At first, I wasn't sure what they were going for with her character, but then maybe like halfway through, they reveal a little bit more about her character, and I felt like that
the
actually.
Therapist side.
Yeah, I felt like that fit quite well into
uni.
the Harley Quinn character, like the lore that exists for that character. And yeah, I thought it was fine. My only thing with Lady Gaga as Harley is, you know, maybe not even that she could have been in it more per se, but maybe her character could have been a bit more fleshed out. But that's, I felt like she was in it a good amount for me. I wasn't like, there needs to be more Harley, you know?
I guess I could say one spoiler. Like, I generally thought she was going to kill him in the end. I thought that was like on the steps.
Also, though, it's like
that would have been kind of cool.
But people have this idea like, oh, that would have been lame, but it's like you do realize the movie has to shake things up. It can't just be another Joker. We got Joker. We got it already. Let's have another movie. You know, like let's have something different.
Yeah, dude.
I completely agree. I don't think it was like great, but I had good time. I thought it was maybe a bit long.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Maybe a little bit long.
The
maybe
Harvey Two-Face thing at the end was pretty cool. I like that. It was a little nod.
Harvey Dent.
I hate this idea of like Todd Phillips doesn't respect the source material. It's like can't he adapt a character in the way that he likes? Like,
yeah. So here's another thing that I think is worth saying, at least for me, is that I felt like it did bring up quite a good amount of, you know, philosophical kind of questions about the character of Joker, about his actions, about the morality of not just Joker as a character and a figure, but also the way that is interpreted by fans of that material. And I think they did an interesting thing where they sort of referenced like some TV movie that in the universe
and
had been made.
They never showed it either.
Yeah, they only like implied to it.
The opening as well was really fun, but yeah.
Yeah,
that was in a way, I guess, like a TV movie, but yeah.
And I don't know. I really liked that it. I don't know. I think it wasn't afraid to dive into some more tough questions about psychology and about maybe the danger of having. And I think it's interesting, you know, like even recently, you know, not to like make this a political segment or anything like that, but you know, with people trying to assassinate Trump and everything, it's like. There are lunatics out there who want to do violence. You know what I'm talking about? And they want that violence to be perceived as like, you know, some heroic act. And I don't know, I thought that the movie did an interesting job at going into that, you know, pretty difficult topic and idea of like exploring, what is the psychology around that of someone who wants to do something and wants to have their violent act kind of almost inspire other people to
Thank you, Dan.
Spiral and go crazy. I don't know. I thought there was
Thank you, Dan.
I think people underestimate how much maybe food for thought, like to actually think about there is.
Yeah, I hope the movie has like a bit of a renaissance in a few years where it's like, you know, that you'll see a YouTube video in a few years being like, what people got wrong about Joker 2.
Well, it's funny. I mean, dare I say,
people are really slamming it.
I think there was maybe some of that for the first one, to be honest, because, you know, the first one came out and then a year later, COVID happened. And then I think more people kind of went back and almost related to it. And, you know, maybe for better or for worse.
That Arthur Fleck is right.
But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I think there's some interesting like philosophical and moral questions that the film raises. And, you know, we were talking about this before we went into the movie. A lot of people think that a movie has to take like a moral opinion on the characters that it's portraying. But I think it can also just portray morally tricky and gray characters without necessarily a movie doesn't always, in my opinion, have to approve of or condemn the characters it's showing. It can just show characters, you know, and let the audience kind of decide whether or not they want to approve of the actions or condemn them, you know.
We're very proud of you, Dan, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Donald.
Well, thank you. I guess I'll do it.
You got any more thoughts on Joker?
Really?
Folie deux.
I liked it. I think people have been so harsh.
Do you think we became a folie deux in watching it?
The real folie deux was the friends you made along the way. Maybe we are a conjoint madness for liking it so much.
The insanity we made along the way.
But I don't think we are.
Cheers to that, my friend.
Sorry, I'm just turning down. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Here you go.
Well, I think that's a perfectly appropriate place to.
I think we handled it all very well, Dan.
To end it, yeah.
And I'm very proud of you, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Conor.
Nice. That's why I'm here, baby.
You're my good pal, and we love it, folks. We love having you here. We love having you watch the show. We just love it, folks. Don't we, folks? We love it.
Thank you.
And so, yeah, honestly, with all
that said and done,
we will bring the show to an end. Let me just
set us up. Would you say a cunning end?
Yeah. I would say that we came, we delivered, we had fun.
We still had some serious topics.
We got into it, man. We really did. And I don't regret a word of it.
Bruh.
Thank you, pal. Always nice to do a show with you.
No, of course.
Always nice to have you guys watching. Thank you for watching the show today, guys. Go ahead and... before we go, go ahead and like and subscribe if you'd like to.
Now shut up and listen to me for
on
once.
The socials and stuff. And yeah, thank you for supporting the show.
Where can they find us on the socials?
For a Laugh Pod on Instagram and TikTok. Go check us out. Be lots of fun. And Twitter. Yeah. Well, thank you, folks. We love you. That wasn't a punchline on the "we love you."
Uh-oh.
That was a thank you, folks.
Was the joke I saw along?
Yeah. Let's get this music going. Outro. It started, folks. We are going to say goodbye. Yeah, no, it's got to come in. But you know what? We love you. Absolutely amazing time. We'll see you next week.